Hey YouTube, how are you doing? I'm back again. This is my second part of my pickups for the last 6 or 7 months. Like I explained in the last video, my collecting has definitely dropped over the last year or so. I'm not buying anywhere near as much as I did, but I'm also not going around picking up a load of stuff from charity shops. The times I've been to charity shops quite recently, I haven't really found that much. There were those few Blu-rays that I picked up in April that I showed in that video, which was probably the best I've seen maybe in the last year or so. I just very rarely see, and that's part of that's my fault, because I don't visit charity shops anything like with the frequency that I used to. But yeah, I really don't see that much worth buying in charity shops, and I probably pass over a lot of stuff that maybe 5 years ago I would have bought. But anyway, I was going to go through my eBay pickups in this video, but as I've just been whittling on about charity shops, I think maybe I should show you what I've got in the charity shops, which isn't a lot. In fact, it might only be 1 or 2 items, but I've also got a few things that I found at the Carboot Sale in August as well. So we'll take a look at that. Okay, so yeah, there are 2 items here that I've found in the charity shop, or charity shops. Same day, I reckon. I can't remember for certain, but I imagine these were probably on the same day. This first one came from the British Heart Foundation, and I'm actually surprised that they only had this for £1, because it's a TV show, even though it is only a British comedy show from the 80s, maybe the 70s, but probably the 80s. So there were only 6 episodes, most comedy shows back then. But it was £1. And from the British Heart Foundation, it's very rarely they put things out that cheaply, certainly not TV shows. The first series of Terry and June, great comedy show. I really enjoy this. I haven't seen it for decades. A lot of fun. And from, I had it in my head just a second ago, British Red Cross. Again, this was £1, and it is the Princess Bride, a film that I didn't have, surprisingly, on any format. But I love this movie, and I haven't seen it for a good few years, I would imagine. But yeah, a lot of fun. So I'm really chuffed to find out. Wow, this phone is getting worse for can't find my words for focusing. There we go. Yeah, so happy about that. And then these next lot all came from the same car boot on August bank holiday at Stokesley. They only have 4 a year, weather permitting, and that's on the bank holidays, 1 at Easter, 2 in May and 1 in August. And this was in August, and all of this came from 2 different stalls. Again, there wasn't a lot to pick from, but for £1, new and almost sealed, and I think the seal's broken because I broke it. Armageddon on Blu-ray, again another one that I didn't own on Blu-ray. Now I broke the seal because it has this not for resale sticker on the barcode, which was underneath the seal, and I figured I could probably remove it. Yeah, I couldn't. I can't remember, but I have a feeling it might be actually underneath the plastic on the case, and directly on the sleeve itself. So maybe I'll have another try at that once I can get. But I seem to remember these things are notoriously difficult to remove, and I wanted to get it off just so I could scan the barcode into my app. Yeah, for £1, I thought that was a bargain. I remember looking on CX at the time, and I don't think it was much more than that, but it wasn't. It definitely wasn't as cheap as £1 on there. And these all came from the same seller, and she had them up at 10p each, so it's literally less than £1 for all these. And the last one, I think, is probably the best pickup of the entire last 6 months, maybe even the whole year. I maybe built it up a bit too much, but I was really chuffed. DVDs start off with, we've got Tim Vine live. I don't think I've ever seen any of his live comedy, but I enjoy him on Not Going Out. And similarly with Lee Mack, again on Not Going Out, but he's also on a lot of these TV shows, things like 9 Out of 10 Cats and Would I Lie to You, which I particularly enjoy. Yeah, he's really good. Then the rest of these are all Blu-rays at 10p each. The first two are just fodder, really, for the cases, if I ever need spare cases. Jumper. Surprisingly, I enjoy this film. I know it's not loved and it's not a great film, but I enjoy it. Johnny English Reborn. Is it Reborn? Yes, it is. Yeah, not much more to say about that. Top Gear's Greatest Hits. Always happy to find Top Gear, especially on Blu-ray. I need to make a list of what I do and don't own, because I know on Blu-ray there's maybe only 3 that I have. But I've got a bunch of them on DVD, and I occasionally see them when I'm out and about, and often I don't know, because my app's not always that up to date. I quite often forget to scan things, and then I get home and find out that I've already got them, or somehow they mysteriously disappear, or maybe I scan them and they don't actually save. I'm not sure what happens. But yeah, Top Gear's Greatest Hits with a slipcover, which I always appreciate. And this I couldn't believe I found for 10p. To my knowledge, this doesn't have a UK Blu-ray release. Blue Streak with Martin Lawrence, great comedy. I believe it is, yes, it's region free. I seem to remember when I picked it up, that's really made me happy. This case isn't in the best condition, to be fair, but I don't think I've got any spare. You can see there the reflection. It's I think that's done by heat. When they seal these in the factory, I think it's the heat, or maybe it's the heat when the cases are made. I don't know, but you always get that like watery effect of the plastic. Well, you don't always, but you quite often. But yeah, really chuffed to have found that at a car boot sale nonetheless. Yeah, I think this might be a Canadian. It could be American, but I seem to remember it's not going to focus in on that. And if I can actually zoom in, that's zooming out. That, where are we? Yeah, there we go. That there, I want to say, is something to do with Canadian releases. Oh no, there we go. Look, there's a Californian address on there, so I'm totally wrong. Printed in the USA. That doesn't mean it was released in the USA, but I suspect I'm wrong about that. I always, from my time in HD DVD, collecting HD DVD, that was something you always saw on Canadian releases. Canadians out there, if anybody's watching, let me know. I've always associated that symbol there with Canadian HD DVDs at very least, and I don't tend to buy Canadian Blu-rays only because I don't like the dual language on the covers. But over the years, especially with the amount of HD DVD collections I've bought, I've occasionally come across Canadian HD DVDs, but I normally move them on once I've got an American equivalent. Yeah, focus, there we go. So yeah, I'm very chuffed about that. Just a quick little pickups video there. I say quick. Yeah, it's definitely a lot shorter than the last one. Yeah, really happy with that, to find all those. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, and yeah, I will catch you in the next one because I'm going to record it right now.